And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Douyu Cup, the Douyu Cup 2026 Day 1 Group B. We're here. We have returned again earlier in the broadcast. We wrapped up with Group D. Now we're here with Group B, and we are, I think, jumping in halfway through the series. I think Oliveira was just saying that we're going to be jumping into the ace match. So Coffee versus TY has been ongoing, and the plan was to have that run concurrently with Sue versus Fantasy, wrap up both series, and then jump into the next matchup with the winners and the losers of said series. But I believe TY and Coffee were a little bit late to begin, or they've had longer late game, which is very likely, and as a result of that, we might be able to jump in mid-series into the ace match of that, of the two of them, or we might have our next series ready. So we're about to find out. we're about to find out what happened between Coffee and TY. Yeah, because I can hear Oliver say TvT, and I heard him say ace match earlier. So either it went to the ace match and it concluded, or we're going into the ace match. We'll see. I'm Frankensteining it together with my limited Mandarin. Very limited. Yeah. Let's go. TY versus Coffee. So we're going to be jumping in mid-series. Again, I believe we're tied up. Am I crazy? Or are we getting into a fresh series? No shot. What's it going to be? As videos are complete, we have our map order. Were they playing practice games earlier? Just warming up? Is that what happened? No shot. Yo, it's gonna be a 10-hour cast. Like, ay. All right, let's go. We're locking in. But yeah, because earlier they were playing, and I assumed that they were playing their game, but maybe they were just warming up. Okay. Fresh series. Was it Lockdown Game 1, Sanctuary 3 Game 2, and then Attorney's Edge Game 3? Alright, let's go. Let's jump in. Let's jump on in. Getting into our TvT. Vámonos, baby. Vámonos. Yeah, here we go. And again, as we load into the map, we'll be able to confirm what game we're in at the moment. But it could be a fresh series, which is kind of crazy. Will mean that we were a little bit delayed to get into our matches. Let's go. Yeah, fresh series, game 1, spawning in the right-hand corner of Lockdown. We have the South Korean Terran. It is TY. And spawning in the right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. It is Coffee. Are we gonna cast every series in this group? Oh boy, okay. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. As we get into our first series. I'm getting into our TvT, and again, welcome back, one and all. Before I get ahead of myself, here in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, when did TY retire? 2022? Like it was relatively recently. I'm gonna hazard a guess he retired in 2022. No, it was earlier than that. 2023, I'm gonna guess. All right, let's look it up. I'm gonna guess 2023, and he retired in 2024. God damn it! I knew it was earlier. So I was a year off. He did retire in 2024. So again, only 2 years ago. 2 years ago. So pretty recently. And after TY retired from StarCraft 2, he did switch to Brood War to have a brief career there as well. I believe TY is retired from Brood War as well. I believe he's retired just all around. Both SE2 and Brood War. And with that, how long will it take for a TY to kind of get back into the swing of things? Now, as chaotic and as intense as the patch has been so far, and controversial and imbalanced at times as well. What I will say is that mirror matchups are untouched. We were able to experience the PvP earlier, and the PvP that we experienced was very similar, if not identical, to what we expect in the previous patch, in the previous version of the game. And I expect that to be the case here in TvT as well. Like, I don't really expect, like, there's nothing in the patch notes that would tell me that there's going to be any real change in TvT either. So so PvP, TvT, and ZvZ are more or less what they used to be. There's some differences here and there, of course. Allowing for like earlier pool timings and earlier aggression in some of the matchups, but for the most part, though, like, we should be expecting more of the same, which you could argue is a good thing because we know it's stable. Like, it's like true. For now, I'm going to be opening up. Welcome to Lockdown. Lockdown is one of the larger maps of the map pool. I say larger map, it does have a relatively direct rush distance, bearing in mind, of course, we do have a lot of points of elevation. Coffee, he will control. Oh my god, Coffee does shoot first, does that control. First Reaper goes down, SCVs are exposed, and with that, workers are going to fall. Oh, are we good? Okay. I almost got timed out. I almost got timed out from the clean feed. Yeah, we've been watching, but we've been watching. But there we go. So far, a better start for Coffee, but he will be punished by the Hellion. Hellion does pop out, so we'll shut down the Reaper. And I don't think Coffee was able to get any SCV kills. So with that, Coffee's going to be deflected. Looking at the worker counts here, the worker counts are neck and neck between both players. And now we can calm down and build up. Both players are expanding. Both players are settling in. I will say, though, that Coffee is making an extra wave of Hellion Reaper. So Coffee's going to be much more aggressive here. Meanwhile, TY, it looks like he might go Cyclone instead. Yeah, he's waiting for the Tech Lab into Cyclone Opener. This is going to be more defensive, and we'll see if TY can minimize losses against the Mass Reaper Hellion that's going to be coming his way. Oh boy. So now it looks like both players are going to be waiting for their Cyclone, so never mind, we're both just building up, both teching. And the game will slow down. From here, we can get into our two base setup. We typically do expect both players to be aggressive when it comes to claiming our third bases. Usually, like 3-base plays where our players are more active, more aggressive, pushing towards their bases and trying to punish expansions. Until that point, though, we're just calming things down and building up into a standard TvT. Initially, with our safety Cyclones into Raven follow-up. Ravens are paramount in TvT. Disables are crucial as well. We do see Disable being researched by TY. We should be seeing that out of Coffee soon as well. So both players taking the same direction. 16k on Coffee. I mean, TY retired 2 years ago. Coffee, he's still an active player, and Coffee Coffee in his prime as well could threaten the top players in the world, especially in TvT. Coffee would often be a little bit more exploratory with his builds. Like the Coffee build was very much so a thing that permeated throughout the meta. Was very much so a thing. If you remember, Coffee, he was known for being a little bit more unorthodox in his play. If you remember, he was even known for, I think it was in TVP, producing, like, bringing the boys just to throw down, like, eBay walls to wall off and to commit, to wall off Zealot specifically. In 2-base all-ins. Coffee, he was notorious for quirky builds. Of course, that was quite some time ago. Ooh, a 2-port 2-base all-in at a TY. Okay, also very, I mean, I say old school. You still see it nowadays as well. In modern TvT, it shows you how TvT hasn't really changed too much in the past 4 or 5 years. But it's going to be a 2-port 2-base all-in. Basically, what's happening here, second starport means Mass Viking. TY is going to go Mass Viking. With Mass Viking, he can gain air control, and once he has enough Vikings, then he will switch into Liberator production, so then he can have air control and ground control as well with those Liberators. So we're getting a very hyper-aggressive build here by TY. Meanwhile, Coffee getting a third CC. Ooh, Coffee is being greedy. Getting a third base in the face of an all-in. Vikings are rallying. TY is pushing. And on that production tab, we should soon be seeing a Liberator as well. For now, though. Just rallying. Just amassing that army. On the one hand, yes, Coffee will have more Ravens, but it's going to be on TY to snipe said Ravens with those Vikings. Again, to dominate the skies. That's the goal. TY moving in. It's all or nothing. Still making 3 Vikings at a time. He has to wait for those Vikings, though. Ooh, brutal lock on. Yeah, TY bleeds out a Cyclone. Likewise takes a tank shot to the face as well. Some rough losses for TY already. Yeah, some rough losses. Behind this, he gets a third TC. Ooh, is going to be delayed. So late third base and delayed as well. TY, he has to make something happen with his army. Otherwise, it's a waste. He has 6 Vikings. He does have those 6 Vikings. Now moving in. Yep, now we can bully. Nice Falcon with a Cyclone. Trying to somewhat punish. TY does take down both Vikings. Yeah, it does take down both, and TY, he will pull away. Yeah, he pulls away, he does back off, he doesn't want to get surrounded, doesn't want to get caught out. Cyclone with the lock on. Oh, nice disable. Cyclone shut down. There are those Liberators that we mentioned earlier at the start. How the goal here is to have air control with the Vikings, then ground control with the Liberators. And TY's moving in. He wants those tanks. And Coffee has to get the hell out of here. He has to get the hell out of here. Coffee now sees all the Liberators. He knows he cannot engage, not head on. He does find these tanks though. Oh, we do get it on Siege. Yeah, on Siege just in time. Despite that, 1, 2, almost 3 tanks go down. 1 tank barely gets away. Quick moves out of Coffee. Oh no! Get out of there. Ooh. And he does preserve his army. So far, so good. Coffee is trading well. Does catch a Liberator. Nice pickoff. Coffee moving further in. I believe Coffee does have the tank lead. He may be up in tanks, but again, TY still has the Viking advantage, but he's not really making full use of it. He has yet to snipe a Raven. And Coffee does find an opening. Nice disable. Gets 1. Does go for a second disable as well, barely catching another tank. It does catch a tank. Meanwhile, Coffee does siege up, and TY's out of position. Yeah, he's being caught out of position here. You can see TY is trapped at the third base, and GG gets called. Coffee does wedge himself in between the bases, and Coffee takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Coffee with the positional play, he was able to slip past the army, able to get in between the third and the natural base, was able to outposition, siege up, shut down the tanks, and overwhelm. Winding it back a little bit further, if you remember, TY was committed. He went for a 2-port 2-base all-in, eventually got a third base, but it was still a very committed build. Oh, sorry, my apologies, there we go. Still a very committed build out of TY as he attempted to try to dominate the skies and have a stronger assault. In the end, he failed to do so. Remember, he didn't kill a single Raven until the very end of the game. He failed to snipe the Ravens, he failed to break through, he failed to make full use of those Liberators as well. The Liberators that were being used defensively, he wanted to get on top of the tanks, but he couldn't quite make use of that. And the build that was meant to be more aggressive was forced to be more defensive instead, as TY lost map control and it all just kind of fell apart. Shout out to Coffee as he was able to engage ahead of time, especially with his Cyclones. He was able to pick off some units, able to force back the army, counterattack, the Hellion counterattack as well at the third base, also delaying and disrupting TY. And in the end, Coffee takes a lead. Does take a lead, and we'll see if he can claim the series as we get ready for game number 2. Let's go. We're getting ready for game 2 here, and we'll see if Coffee can clean it up, but we'll see if TY can bounce back. We'll see if he can recover. As we do get ready. Likewise again, TY, we got to lock in. Like, the build itself made sense. I should winding it back a little bit here. Like, the build itself did make sense for TY. It's just the execution that was lacking there. And we'll see if he can tidy up his play, if he can tighten things up in general here, and make a series out of this. The pressure is on TY. Pressure's on. Game 2 at Attorney's Edge. We just got a response from the admins. Only dirty feed for this tournament. Fair enough, fair enough. And we were just notified as well that that they've changed their schedule and now they're casting every series remaining in the group. Oof. So what was supposed to be 2 more matches is going to be 3 more matches. So it's going to be TY versus Coffee, and then the winners match, then the losers match, then the decided match. So 3 best of 3s remaining. Let's go. As in the bottom right hand corner, we do have our South Korean Terran player. It is going to be TY. And in the top left, we do have as a opponent. It is Coffee. Let's go. Is that a little bit too loud? Maybe. All right. As we're getting into game 2, we're getting into our TvT. Coming into game 2 here, I will say that these bases should be a little bit more defendable. We'll see. Just like previously, there's also this area in between the natural and third base that can be abused if a player is able to get up the ramp and into that position. I will say that that area, though, is a little bit less accessible than on Lockdown. On Lockdown, we do have the main attack path being the same plane of elevation as the area outside of the natural base. Here, it is not. Here, you have to push up a ramp. So I will say that this the 3-base setup here is more defendable, for sure. It is much more defendable setup here on at Attorney's Edge, so a higher chance we can maybe even get into a macro game. Can we get there? Can we get into the mid game, more importantly? True. As we were denied that in the previous game. But yes, we were notified that every series is going to be casted. I would imagine that is partially because they do want to showcase as many legends as they can. So, I mean, it'd be a shame if we didn't get to cover some of TY's games or Sue's games or Fantasy's games. Like, we want to see it all. True, true. The downside is that because of all the downtime, like, it's been pretty brutal. There's been a lot of downtime. And ironically, I'm pretty sure we have had more downtime than game time in this tournament so far. But as I mentioned previously, like, a lot of that is most likely teething issues, right? Like first day problems, first day tech issues, setting up matches, setting up players, setting up PCs. Like, it's very common. Day 1 is where all the issues start to arise, and then it all kind of like irons out coming into day 2 onwards. Base all good. Coffee does poke in, pokes in, pulls away. Again, so far we do have our relatively standard openers here. Once again, Coffee does open up with additional Reaper Hellion. Meanwhile, TY, he will cut Reaper Hellion and instead go for the safety bunker instead. Safety bunker into further tech. Is that a... No shot, was that a second factory from TY, right? It was a faster CC. Okay. I was just looking at Coffee's POV. Does back in, does spot the bunker, rotates towards the main base. We'll see what he scouts. We'll see if he can confirm the tech, the production, and the follow-up. So he does confirm the later factory. So again, it was a greedier build here by TY. Hellion does pop. He wants to go for the dive. He wants that Hellion. He wants that Reaper, and he does get it. Yeah, Reaper goes down, and Coffee has to pull out. Does pull the hell out of there. As it settles, again, TY is in a better position. TY, he should be able to build up a greater economy. Currently, Coffee's up in workers, but that natural base will soon kick in for TY. As TY is getting to his own 1-1-1. Last game, we did see 2-port play out of TY. We don't expect that again, right? That's something that you mix into a series that is not something you rely upon. So from here, we're building up. Our early medevac tells us that TY is going for the early drop. Bearing in mind this will be hitting without stim or anything like that, lacking upgrades of course, but still can hit quite hard, quite early, and can catch Coffee off guard. I'm curious if we drop with the tank as well. Meanwhile, ooh, Coffee doing something very similar, except going with the Cyclone. Does he intercept? No shot. So tank drop versus cyclone drop. They do run across each other. Who reacts first? TY. But the tank can't shoot up. The awkward moment where the tank unloads but does not shoot up. At least TY is able to respond. At the same time, Coffee slipping into the mineral line. Does it get 2? Ooh, does. Yeah, 2 SCVs go down and not bad. Does it get 3? 4? 4 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, 4 workers falling. Nice pickups. Coffee pulls away. And this is helping make up for his otherwise loss early on. Remember, Coffee, he was behind in the worker count, behind in the base count specifically, but this does allow him to recover, and not just recover, but take a worker lead. Does take a lead. Behind this, both players are still amassing. We do see a Raven production out of both players. Earlier, Disable being researched by TY. Coffee going to be delaying his upgrades in favor of a much faster third CC. Ooh, okay, so Coffee's being greedy, faster third base. We saw something similar in Game 1. Game 1, Coffee also was the player with a faster third. True. Also at the faster expand. We can see that this time TY is not too far behind. It's a later third base, but only by a couple of seconds. So this time both players are building up in towards a more macro and more stable mid game. Last game TY was the aggressor, and the aggression did fail. This time we're just calming down, securing our bases. TY applying some pressure at least, poking in. Nothing crazy. Does poke, does prod. Double eBay here does get scanned. Coffee does spot the third CC timing. So Coffee is now aware that he's ahead when it comes to the third base. He knows he has a faster third. Should have a higher worker count as well. He does. There's now less pressure on Coffee. To see TY slipping in from behind. Does sneak in. Going for the Raven harass. We'll see how quickly Coffee does respond. Losing 1, losing 2, losing up to 3 SCVs. Yeah, nice damage. You're getting up to 4, 5. Oh my god. 5 SCVs going down, and we're still not done. Another order tower here at the national base denying mining. It denies more mining time, so nice damage here by TY. Catching up. Tanks to siege. Does shoot first. TY looking good. Again, killing 6 workers in total. And again, 6 workers. And we'll see who catches who. Does go for the turrets. Yeah, it does go for the turrets. Meanwhile, Coffee does mass disable, catching every single tank. No, he does get all 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 tank kills. Massive losses here for TY. Ay, ay, ay. TY caught with his pants down. TY had his own Ravens. He chose to auto turret, not to disable. And with that, TY will lose everything. He'll lose everything. He'll lose the army and lose control of his third. Coffee has momentum. He's pushing in. He's going for the kill. Going for the throat. He wants that third TC. He will deny mining. He'll catch a couple of SCVs. 7 workers going down. And again, perpetually, TY is not behind. Like, he cannot keep up. Not against as heavy of a tank count. Oh my god, another disable. He had 1 more auto mass. He had 1 more disable against the final tank. The boys are being pulled. Desperation here by TY. As TY will lose every single SCV. Again, 1 wrong move and that can cost you the game. GG gets called and Coffee will claim the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played, Coffee. He will claim the series. He will advance on into the winner's match. TY will be knocked down to the elimination match. GG. Again, we did have a back and forth here. It was very intense. A lot of it just came down to that engage. A lot of it just came down to that one big engage in the center of the map. We did have a back and forth leading up to that. Both players using workers in their own way. We had some successful Raven harass out of TY. At the same time, though, because TY was harassing with his Raven, that meant less energy for disables. And we spoke about it at the beginning of the series, how Ravens are king in TvT. You can disable a tank line and you can end the game. And that's what we saw here. Less energy, less disables available for TY. Threw down some desperation order targets. He got caught in the center. He lost all of his tanks. That was game. That was game then and there. GG, well played. And with that, Coffee, he will claim the series. And with that, we have our next matchup ready for us here. Okay, so it is going to be Sue. So Sue versus Coffee and TY versus Fantasy. Those are our upcoming matches. Now, what we cast first, I'm not too certain, but we were notified that we're going to be casting everything moving forward. Everything, pappy. You know what's crazy? TY versus Fantasy. Yo, SKT versus KT. Let's go. Elimination match. But that is a blast from the past. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That'll be the elimination match. And then we have Coffee versus Sue. Oh, the telecom wars, pappy. True, true. Winners match. Okay. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll have one of our next series here. Again, it's either going to be TY versus Fantasy as the elimination match, or it's going to be Sue versus Coffee in the winners match. So again, 3 series left here tonight. So it'll be those 2 matches, then the decider match as well. We will get there. So we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break. See you soon, pappy. See you soon.